Hello, I'm Millind, Seth, and today I will be reviewing for you the Moon Recurve 45 lbs bow and the main triangle compound bow by AMRB Archery. So let's keep this main triangle bow aside for a while. We will get back to it. Before we begin with our review, let me just tell you that I am not a competition archer. I am not basically a target archer or a professional one. I am a recreational archer, but I have got a little bit of inclination towards archery, done my research, and I can guide bigger level archers. So moving on to the review of the Moon Recurve 45 lbs bow. So now this bow is a 60-inch bow of 60-inch metallic riser bow. The metal riser is made of a magnesium alloy, a lightweight magnesium alloy, which is designed to absorb most of the vibrations. Now, the bow has got a little bit of vibrations. I would say that they have been successful in curbing around 85% of the vibrations in the bow. For the other 10 to 15%, you will have to attach, a stabilizer made of a good quality rubber, so it will absorb all the shock. We'll get back to that later. So this riser is basically having all the international fitting requirements which you will need to upgrade your bow if you want to accessorize your bow, if you want to add different accessories. Like I have added this embedded quiver, we have the side pin attached, we have the arrow rest. You can remove this arrow rest and you can put an Olympic style arrow rest. You can put a button plunger in this. So various options given in the riser, a perfect riser for competition, and I would also go on to say that it's a perfect bow for hunting if it is permitted in your country. So moving on to the limbs. The limbs are made of proper carbon and fiberglass, which makes it pretty sturdy, and I can say that it's top of the line by the way it feels. Now to feel it you would have to experience it sadly, but what I have experienced with this is it's a pretty smooth draw and a pretty nice performance that you get off this lift. Now these limbs are marked 45 lbs, so as the standard requires, they have marked 45 lbs at the lower limb. But the 45 lbs aspect again applies to a 28-inch standard draw. So if you manage to get say around 29 or 30 inches of draw, or you can go up to 32, this bow permits it, which helps taller archers, you might get around say 48 or 49 pounds, which is pretty good for a fit adult, and it is pretty good if you're going for a small game, if it's permitted in your country again. So moving on to the accessories. There are a few accessories that are available with the kit, which come along with the kit. So the first accessory that I would like to speak about is this 5-pin sight, which comes with a beautiful light. So this light also illuminates all the sight pins, and there are 5 pins. That means you can preset up to 5 different yardages for yourself. Okay, so pretty amazing sight pin, I would say. The next important accessory that you get along with the bow is this 3-brush arrow rest, which again, it's a pretty good piece of equipment if you have it. It helps you, get that proper sturdiness while you place the arrow. Otherwise, you might, just wobble your arrow along the arrow rest if you don't have a proper arrow rest. Now then again, you can remove this and you can install Olympic style arrow rest along with a button plunger here. So you can absorb the vibration of the arrow, and it will help you get a straighter, a truer fire every time you shoot the arrow. Okay, this also comes with this shock absorber cum stabilizer, which is a pretty important piece of equipment as far as this bow is concerned, because as the manufacturers have promised, this riser absorbs most of the vibrations, but if you're a perfectionist, if you really feel that tiny bit of vibration in your hands, you might want to go in for this. and it also helps you stabilize so that you don't wobble your bow while you're shooting. So it's a pretty good bow by itself. You can add a few accessories like this embedded quiver, which is a good one. You can remove the stabilizer, you can add a professional long one. You might have to make a few design changes if you're planning to use it for a competition. But if you're planning to use it for hunting or for any kind of recreational shooting, this is a perfect bow as it is. It does not require too much of tuning, but if you know how to tune it, go ahead and tune it. We will move to our range shortly, and I will give you a performance test on these on this bow along with these arrows. Now these arrows also have been purchased from AMRB. These are fiberglass arrows, which I'm pretty fond of because of its durability. I have misfired a lot of times, and it's pretty good to see that the tips remain intact. The arrow is a good 900 spine sturdy arrow with good amount of flexibility in it. So you can also go in for these cane arrows, which are pretty sturdy, light-weighted arrows. Gives a good flight. This again is available at AMRB along with other different arrows like carbon arrows, aluminum arrows, and other wooden arrows as well. You also get a nice finger tab along with this bow kit, which is really important if you're going for a higher poundage, because after a while your fingers start wearing out, and you can injure your fingers big time if you're not using one of these pieces of equipment. Now you might say that you might not require it, but I would suggest you do it because in the long run you might endure a lot of nerve damages in your fingers if you do not use this simple piece of equipment. Okay, so now we will move to the range shortly and give you a full performance review of the Moon Recurve 45 lbs bow. Also, we will give you a review of this pretty mean triangle compound bow. It has a good full length draw, has good compact size. I just need to fit all the accessories, and I will see you on the other side. So we are standing at our range, and we are here to give you a performance review of the Moon Recurve 45 lbs bow as well as the main triangle bow. So first we will go with our Moon Recurve bow. So as you can see, I have stripped down my Moon Recurve bow with all its accessories, and I have just attached this Olympic approved arrow rest, which will also be useful for bare bow archery. Now I am a bare bow archer, that's the reason I have stripped down all my accessories, because I do not use any of those. But as shown in the earlier bit, you can accessorize your bow, and it looks pretty cool too. So yeah, so I will be shooting 3 arrows. I will try to use 3 different styles: the top draw, the bottom draw, and the center draw. And I am an instinctive archer, so I am not going to aim much. So do not just go in, for my aim. Just try to notice the performance of the bow. So that was our top draw. Bullseye. Bottom draw. And the center draw. As you could see with these 3 arrows, you might have noticed that this bow tends to make a little bit of sound while firing. So if you're going to use this legally for hunting in your own country, you may want to add a few silencers to this. Otherwise, if you could see, from 12 yards it has pretty good power, and the kind of LBs that it has is good for target archery as well as for small to medium game hunting. So that was about the moon recurve bow. We will now move on to our mean triangle bow. We'll see you on the other side. So now we're going to move on to our mean triangle compound bow, which is around 55 lbs, bought from AMRB Archery. So as you might have seen by now, I have put on all the accessories. You have the 5-pin sight, you have the brush arrow rest, as well as you have the embedded quiver. So now I am going to fire this for the first time, and to be honest, I have never shot one of these before, and truth be told, I am quite intimidated by the bow itself, so I am not going to try anything fancy. We're going to move up a little bit close so that we do not destroy any arrow, and you get a little bit of insight about the power and the performance of this bow. So we have moved up a little bit, a few yards I would say. I think we are at around 8 to 10 yards, and we're about to fire this bow. So as I told you, I will be firing 3 arrows with this bow, and I have never done so before. Here goes nothing. Damn, that was brilliant, wasn't it? Super silent, super powerful. I'm gonna go for the second arrow. I just hope I maintain that aim. As I told you, I am an instinctive archer, and sometimes it may just backfire. You know, with such complicated new kind of stuff coming out in the market, archery has just gone to a full new level. Not a bad shot either. Or my second shot ever. Okay, for the last and final arrow. Bullseye again. Not a bullseye, but probably a 9 or a 10. But still, yes, for a person's third arrow with this bow, it's a pretty smooth drawing bow, pretty powerful bow. As you could see, the aim was not off by much, as you will be given a tour of the target area. But comfortable, nice design, quite intimidating looking as well, quite cool looking as well. I mean, this is superior stuff here. So thank you for watching our review video. If you want to get the tips on the assembly, on how to assemble this compound bow, there is a detailed video put up by AMRB Archery on YouTube. Kindly visit that. You can just put on the name of the mean triangle compound bow and you will get the search result. Thank you for watching our review. We will see you again. Woo! Pretty incredible, isn't it? I mean, this is an 8-inch target, hard form target. I have never had an arrow go almost through and through a target. If you can see, this is like really tough, really hard, not easy to squeeze. Pretty hard target. So that is the kind of power you